August is when most homeowners give up on their lawn. The heat has been relentless. The grass looks patchy and tired, and the instinct is to just wait it out until fall arrives and things cool down. Here's the truth nobody tells you at the garden center. What your lawn looks like next April was already decided by what you do or skip this August. Every root that thickens now, every seed that germinates now, every weed you let go to seed now becomes either a lush spring lawn or a patchy mess you're fighting again in May. And one of the mistakes on this list is something almost every homeowner does without thinking twice, and it's quietly setting next spring back before it even starts. Today I'm walking you through the complete August lawn checklist, the things your lawn actually needs this month to come back thick and green next spring, plus the mistakes that undo it. Before we start, drop your state or your USDA zone in the comments. A lawn in Zone 5 Ohio and a lawn in Zone 8 South Carolina are having completely different Augusts, and I read every comment to figure out what to cover next. Let's get into it. Number 1. Adjust your mowing height before the heat forces the issue. There's a widespread habit of cutting the lawn shorter in summer to reduce mowing frequency. It feels efficient. It's actually one of the fastest ways to stress a lawn in August heat. Grass blades are solar panels for the root system, and cutting them too short reduces the surface area available for photosynthesis, right when the plant needs every bit of energy it can get to survive heat stress. A shorter cut also exposes more bare soil to direct sun, which raises soil temperature, increases evaporation, and gives weed seeds exactly the light they need to germinate. Raise your mower deck to the tallest recommended setting for your grass type, generally 3 to 4 inches for cool season grasses like fescue and bluegrass, 2 to 3 inches for warm season grasses like Bermuda and zoysia. Taller grass shades its own root zone, holds soil moisture longer, and simply outcompetes weeds for light. And never remove more than a third of the blade height in a single mow. If your lawn got away from you, bring the height down gradually over 2 or 3 mowings rather than scalping it back in one pass. Number 2. Water deeply and infrequently, not daily. This is one of the mistakes I mentioned at the top, and it's the one that feels the most like good lawn care. A homeowner sees a stressed, wilting lawn in August heat and reaches for the hose every evening, giving it a light sprinkle to help it along. Here's what's actually happening underground. Frequent shallow watering keeps moisture in the top inch or 2 of soil, which trains roots to stay shallow instead of growing down toward the more stable moisture deeper in the profile. A shallow-rooted lawn is exactly the lawn that browns out fastest in the next dry spell and struggles most through winter dormancy. Lawns need roughly 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week during August heat, delivered in 1 or 2 long, deep sessions rather than daily light watering. Water early in the morning, ideally before 9 a.m., so the grass is time to dry before evening. Wet grass overnight is an open invitation to fungal disease, which we'll cover in a few minutes. Use a simple tuna can or rain gauge under your sprinkler to measure exactly how long it takes to deliver an inch, so you're not guessing. And if you're seeing footprints stay visible in the grass after you walk across it, that's your lawn telling you it needs water before it tells you it's browning. Number 3. Know your grass type before you do anything else on this list. This single distinction changes almost every task that follows, and it's the piece most general lawn advice skips entirely. Cool season grasses, fescue, bluegrass, ryegrass, common across the northern 2/3 of the country, are heading into their most active growth period as August ends and temperatures drop. This is prime renovation season for them. Warm season grasses, Bermuda, zoysia, St. Augustine, centipede, common across the South, are still actively growing hard through August and shouldn't be disturbed with major renovation work until late spring or early summer next year. If you have a cool season lawn, August is your setup month for the biggest renovation window of the year. If you have a warm season lawn, August is a maintenance and protection month, your big renovation window already passed in late spring. Getting this backwards is how homeowners end up seeding at the wrong time or stressing a lawn that was never supposed to be disturbed this time of year. Number 4. Dethatch and aerate if your lawn needs it, time to your grass type. Thatch is the layer of dead grass tissue, roots, and debris that builds up between the soil surface and the green blades. A thin layer, under 1/2 inch, is actually beneficial. It moderates soil temperature and retains moisture. Beyond that, it starts blocking water air, and nutrients from ever reaching the root zone, and your lawn can look stressed even when you're doing everything else right. Check for excess thatch by cutting a small wedge out of the lawn with a trowel and looking at the layer between the soil and the green blades. If it's thicker than half an inch, dethatching is worth the effort. For cool season lawns, late August into early September is the ideal window, right before the fall growth surge that helps the lawn recover quickly. For warm season lawns, hold off. Dethatch in late spring instead, since doing it now interrupts active growth without the recovery window ahead of it. Core aeration, pulling small plugs of soil out of the lawn to relieve compaction, follows the same seasonal logic. Cool season lawns benefit from aerating in late August or early September. Warm season lawns are better aerated in late spring or early summer. Aerating at the wrong time for your grass type stresses the lawn without giving it time to recover before its dormant season. Number 5. Overseed cool season lawns now. This window closes fast. If you have a cool season lawn, late August through mid-September is, without question, the single best window of the entire year to overseed thin or bare patches. The soil is still warm enough for fast germination. Nighttime temperatures are starting to drop, which reduces stress on new seedlings, and the grass has a full fall growing season to establish strong roots before winter dormancy. Here's the sequence that actually works. Mow the existing lawn shorter than usual, about 2 inches, right before seeding, so new seedlings get better light and soil contact. Dethatch or aerate first if your lawn needs it, since fresh seed needs direct soil contact to germinate well. Spread seed at the rate recommended for your specific grass variety, and don't eyeball it. Too little leaves bare patches. Too much creates overcrowded seedlings competing for the same resources. Lightly rake the seed in, or top dress with a thin layer of compost to improve soil contact without burying the seed too deep. Then keep the top half-inch of soil consistently moist, which usually means light watering once or twice a day until germination, tapering to deeper, less frequent watering as the new grass establishes. Warm season lawns should skip overseeding now entirely unless you're doing a temporary winter ryegrass overseed for green color through the cold months, which is a cosmetic choice, not a repair one. Number 6. Get ahead of weeds before they go to seed. August is when a lot of summer annual weeds, crabgrass especially, are finishing their life cycle and preparing to drop thousands of seeds into your lawn for next year. Every week you let a mature weed patch sit as more seed banked in your soil for a problem that returns bigger next summer. Hand pull or spot treat weeds now, before seed heads fully mature and shatter. If you're overseeding a cool season lawn this month, be careful with any broadleaf herbicide timing. Most pre-emergent and post-emergent weed products interfere with new grass seed germination, so read the label and either treat weeds before seeding or wait several weeks after new grass is established before applying anything. A thick, well-fed lawn is still your best long-term weed defense, since dense turf simply leaves weeds no open soil to germinate in. Number 7. Feed based on your grass type, not a generic summer schedule. Fertilizing at the wrong time this month can do more harm than good, and the right approach depends entirely on which grass type you're working with. Cool season lawns benefit from a light feeding in late August as they head into their peak fall growth period. This is one of the 2 most important feedings of the year for these grasses, second only to the one in early fall. Choose a fertilizer with a higher nitrogen ratio to support the growth surge ahead. Warm season lawns should get their last full feeding of the year by mid to late August at the latest. Feeding warm season grass too late into fall pushes tender new growth right before dormancy, and that soft growth is more vulnerable to winter damage in regions that get any cold snaps at all. If you're unsure which category applies to your feeding schedule, err on the side of a lighter application rather than a heavy one this late in the season. Number 8. Scout for grubs and lawn disease while damage is still limited. August is peak activity season for white grubs, the larvae of Japanese beetles and June bugs, feeding on grass roots just below the surface. Early damage looks like scattered brown patches that pull up easily, almost like loose carpet, because the roots have been chewed away. If you suspect grubs, cut a small square of turf in an affected area and count how many you find. More than 5 to 10 grubs per square foot is generally considered treatment territory. Beyond grubs, August heat and humidity are ideal conditions for lawn fungal diseases like brown patch and dollar spot. both of which show up as irregular brown or tan patches, sometimes with a darker ring around the edge. Both spread fastest in lawns that are watered in the evening and stay wet overnight, which loops back to why morning watering matters so much. If you spot disease symptoms, avoid fertilizing that area until it clears, since fresh nitrogen can actually feed the fungus rather than the grass. Improve airflow by mowing regularly and avoiding excessive thatch buildup, both of which reduce the humid microclimate these diseases need to spread. Number 9. Address bare and compacted high-traffic areas now. Every lawn has them. The path along the fence, the strip by the driveway, the spot under the swing set, bare, hard-packed areas where grass simply gives up. August is a good scouting month for these, even if the actual fix depends on your grass type and timing from the steps above. Mark these areas now while they're obvious, since a hard-baked August lawn actually makes compacted zones easier to spot than a lush spring lawn does. For cool season lawns, these areas are prime candidates for the aeration and overseeding work you're already doing this month. For warm season lawns, note them for spring renovation and consider redirecting foot traffic in the meantime with a simple stepping stone path or mulch, which prevents the area from getting worse before you can properly address it. Now, the 3 mistakes that undo all of it. Mistake 1. Watering shallow and daily instead of deep and infrequent. It feels attentive, but it trains roots to stay near the surface, exactly where they're most vulnerable to heat and drought stress. Mistake 2. Mowing too short to save time on mowing frequency. It reduces the lawn's ability to photosynthesize and protect its own root zone, and it opens the door for weed seeds to germinate in the extra sunlight reaching bare soil. Mistake 3. Treating cool season and warm season lawns with the same August checklist. Renovating a warm season lawn this month, or skipping the renovation window entirely on a cool season lawn, both waste the exact window that determines how your lawn looks next spring. Here's your complete August lawn checklist. Raise your mowing height and never cut more than a third of the blade at once. Water deeply once or twice a week, early in the morning, never daily. Confirm your grass type before doing any renovation work. Dethatch and aerate cool season lawns now. Hold off on warm season lawns until late spring. Overseed cool season lawns in this exact window. Skip it for warm season lawns. Pull or treat weeds before they go to seed. Feed according to your grass type's correct late summer schedule. Scout for grubs and fungal disease while damage is still limited. And mark your bare, compacted high-traffic areas now for the right seasonal fix. If you're in the northern 2/3 of the country with a cool season lawn, this month is your biggest opportunity of the entire year. Don't let it pass quietly. If you're in the south with a warm season lawn, this month is about protection and patience, not renovation. Same calendar month, completely different priorities, which is exactly why I keep asking for your zone. August looks like a lawn's worst month. It's actually the month that decides whether your lawn comes back thick and green next April, or whether you're staring at the same patchy mess again come May. Drop your zone, and the one lawn problem you're dealing with right now in the comments. I read every single one, and it shapes what this channel covers next.